so important, and having the right person to be that accountability as well is key. Mark won't mind me saying, he tried.
We think.
I'm going to say it anyway, even if he doesn't like it. But obviously, he was my accountability partner. So he would, we'd have our weekly calls. He'd say to me, right, this is what you said you was going to get done last week. How have you got on? And I'd be like, I didn't do it. He'd be like, why not? Because I'm busy, all right. He's my brother. I can do that. I can tell him to do one, and it doesn't work. So I have to have someone else that is obviously we're shared in the same vision. This isn't just a job to me and Mark. It's so much more than that. Our whole lives, our whole families are actually involved in this together. So there's just no way this isn't going to work. But I need someone else that's saying to me, it's not just you and your family on the line, it's Mark and his family as well. What have you done this week? So it's absolutely key. So you have to find the right person that you're going to listen to.
Natalia?
The key for us is, and for me, is to be very clear on how I communicate the priorities for the business for this next week. Because there's so much to do, and there are so many ideas, and for every single person, there is the key focus for them, and being very specific about what is expected. So what is the priority for this week is a big win. Because don't expect, I was expecting that the team somehow, even though we're having the morning meetings, that we are clear, we are all on the same page. And it's appeared that I needed to upgrade myself and to become more specific about the priority.
Sam, your perspective on accountability?
I think it's interesting. I think we end up being each other's accountability partner, which actually I think works really well. I think we quite like it from the perspective that it's a continual, it's not a sort of set meeting in the diary, it's just constant all day long. Have you called that person? I'll call them now.
I get that.
But it works so well, and for us it's a constant. It's sometimes one of us won't be quite as motivated one day than we are the other, but actually the fact we've got both of each other's backs off each other, it works really well that we're constantly pushing each other to try and do better every day, which works really well.
And Alex?
So for me, accountability is actually a really exciting thing because I think people kind of view it as, oh, rubbish, I've got to tell someone that I've done something. But actually, accountability can actually empower you to actually do more. And I love the fact that very often I do forget stuff, and I'll be driving home and I'll literally pull over and I'll phone someone because I don't want to have to say the following morning, because Sam will go, did you phone so-and-so? And I'll be like, yes, I did. And that's actually a really cool feeling, actually. But no, I think in our business, but accountability has to also be that you understand that there's an operational accountability and there's the estate agency side. And I think a lot of people have got to understand that you've got to take time to do the operational stuff over the estate agency stuff, and that is another area to be accountable.
I think on that as well, I think accountability, you've got to do it within the business, but then also in your personal life as well, that if you're committing that I need to get everything done by 6 and I need to leave at 6 because I'm going somewhere, you have to be accountable to that sort of stuff. It's very easy to stay in the office till 7 o'clock at night doing all these things, but actually you've got to make yourself accountable that you're going to plan your diary in advance so that you know that you're going to get everything done so that in your broader life you can be accountable as well.
So the last thing I'd say on this accountability piece is it will transfer any expense into an investment. If you're holding the money to account, whether it's into people, into systems or the tools, if you're holding account the outcome of that expenditure, then you're turning it into an investment. If you're going to hire somebody and you're not going to hold them to account, one, they're very unlikely to succeed because very, very few people, maybe a top business person, a top sports person, that succeeds without a coach. They all have coaches. Why? Because that really works. Very difficult to hold yourself to account. But the two is from that investment point of view. And as an entrepreneur, cash is going to be your king, right? Remember that. An entrepreneur without any money is an unemployed person. So it's very, very important to remember that. You always want to make it an investment rather than expense.
2 things that people can implement into their business today.
Do it.
First one
in
is,
60 seconds.
oh, I'll try really hard. First one is go home and write a list of all the things that you do in your personal life that take up time. Write next to it how long it takes you. And then look at it, is that a good use of my time? If it isn't, it can be leveraged out with somebody else, whether it be your ironing, sending that out to somebody, cutting your hedges back, Michael, whatever it might be. Look at the cost of that, because that might be the best place to start putting leverage into your business before you start hiring people. The second thing is start writing a not to do list. And a not to do list is every time you go to do something and you think, oh, I was going to swear. I did really well to hold that back. Go me. Oh, I'm sweating now. Right, a not to do list. So every time you go to do something, you think, oh God, I really don't want to do this. Write it down. The next day, when you come to do it again, if again you say, no, I'm not doing it, that is now the beginning of your list of a job spec for the first person that you hire.